Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. In this short video, we will try to understand, we will try to learn the methods, how to change the voice, and we will try to understand what is the voice actually, and what are its types, and can every sentence can be changed into passive voice or not, and what type of question may be appeared. Before telling you the rules of conversion from active to passive, it is very much necessary for all of us to understand what the real mechanism of the voice is. Well, class, there is what is voice? The very first point to understand. The voice is a grammatical term that describes the relationship between verb and its doer. Now, the another question comes, what is the verb? And another question is that what is the doer? So let us understand these two terms. Verb is a word that shows an action. Verb is a word that shows an action. Language is made up of words, and every word has different functions and different categories. The words that shows actions are called verbs. Verb is a word that shows an action. The next one is doer or agent is a subject that tells who has done the action. Doer again is a subject. And what subject is? Let me explain the subject. What is the subject? Subject is a word. It's usually used as a noun. Any name of a person, place, thing, or an idea that does action is called the subject. And there are two types of subject. There are the one type of subject does not an action, they just we talk about it, and the other type of subject is that does real action. For example, active subject and passive subject. What is active subject? The subject that does some sort of action. For example, Sir Tahir teaches English. If you ask this question to teach, who is teaching, your the answer will come, Sir Tahir teaches. And what is being taught? It is taught English. So we love our country. Love is an action. So who is loving that country? We. So it's we is a subject. And here gardener waters the plant. Water is an action. Who is watering the plant? The person gardener. So this gardener is subject. We is subject. Satahir is subject. And all these subjects are active. Active subject. They are doer. They are agent. They are doing specific action. But come to this type of passive subject, the subject that does not do any action. For example, Lahore is a big city. Can you ask this question from this question, Lahore? What kind of action Lahore is doing? No, we are just talking about Lahore. So the subject about which we talk is generally known as passive subject because it does not do anything. So Sir Tahir is my teacher. Sir Tahir is I'm just talking about my teacher and I'm just telling his name, and Sir Tahir is not doing anything in this particular action. So here Sir Tahir is passive subject, but here Sir Tahir is active subject because Sir Tahir is doing some action. So active subject is a subject that does some action, and passive subject is a subject that does not do any action. In that sentence, we just talk about that particular subject. We are good people. We is a subject, and just we are talking about who are good people. We are good people, but they are not doing any action. Clearly, that was the idea to know about what is subject and verb. Now, can every type of sentence be changed into passive voice? That is the basic thing we need to understand, because we cannot change active into passive or passive into active unless we know which sentence is active and which is not, which is passive. So for that, we need to understand two ways to see whether the sentence can be changed into passive or not. Where there are two methods, there are two ways, and two ways both come together. They are not separately. They always come together in a logical way. The very first one is active subject. So in the previous, let me show you the previous slide. Here is active subject. All these active subjects can be changed into passive, but these passive subjects that I mentioned here cannot be changed into passive voice. Clear? So the very first one is active subject. Active subject can be changed into passive voice, and the another is transitive verb. Transitive verb should be changed or can be changed into passive voice. Now another problem comes. Active subjects, we have understand it. What active subject is? Active subject is a subject that is doer or agent and that does some action. Transitive verb. What are the transitive verbs? Let us talk about transitive verbs. Sentence with transitive verbs can be changed into passivized. Transitive verbs, there are some verbs that are used transitively and some are used intransitively. Transitive verbs need object to complete the sentence. It means that the sentence that has object, that has subject, active subject, and a transitive verb, only those sentences can be changed into passive voice. See this example. The teacher explained the issue. Explain is a verb. Who is explaining the issue? The teacher. And what is being explained? The issue. It means this is subject, this is verb, this is object. So it means that we are having active verb and transitive verb because it has an object after it. The students forgot the lesson. Forgot is an action. Who has forgotten? The students, as usual, forget. And what is being forgotten? The lesson. So subject, verb, object is there. The dog eats. The cat eats the verb. Who eats the cat? The answer comes the dog, the subject. And what is being eaten? It is cat. This is object. So subject, verb, object is there. Books enable us to live a better life, to live better life. So enable is a verb. Who enables us? The book, subject. And to whom it enables us is object. So honesty provides satisfaction. Which thing provides honesty? And what is provide satisfaction? So subject, verb, object is there. It means that all these sentences can be changed into passive voice. Here, the teacher explains well. The teacher explain is a verb. And who is explaining? The teacher. Teacher is there. Subject, active subject is there. Verb is there, but this verb does not have object after it. That is why it cannot be changed into passive voice. The students forgot. Who forgets? The students. एंड व्हाट इज फॉरगॉटन क्या चीज जो है भूली हमने कुछ भी नहीं है तो ऑल टुगेदर का वर्ड है ये तो बता रहा है कंप्लीटली दैट इज आल्सो कैन नॉट बी चेंज इनटू पैसिव वॉइस द डॉग ईट्स नीटली हाउ डॉग is eating it's neatly it's answer the word how it is not giving any what it this sentence does not provide us the answer of what कि क्या चीज खाई जा रही है the dog eats the cat eats the meat तो फिर तो हो सकता था लेकिन अब चूंकि हाउ का आंसर आ रहा है लिहाजा यहाँ पे ऑब्जेक्ट नहीं है only those verbs can be changed into passivized, those verbs that have object after it. So the books are treasure for knowledge. Books are what? They are treasures of knowledge. But again, are is a linking verb. All verbs that starts with all verbs that all verbs that are called linking verbs like is, am, are, has, have, had, was, were, etc. are called linking verbs. Linking verbs cannot be changed into passive voice. Honesty is again and is a linking verb and it does not have object intransitive. This is intransitive, so it cannot be changed into passive voice. Okay, it's clear. Now we are having this slide once again. The teacher explains all these sentences can be changed into passive voice to change into passive voice because because it completes and it fulfills all the provided conditions. Number one, what was the condition? Active subject. And what do we mean by active subject? Means doer. Doer. Doer means the person or the thing that does some action or the agent. Second, it contains transitive, transitive transitive verb. And what do we mean by transitive verb? The verb has object, that has object. And how you can get this thing? How you can come to know that whether this verb has transitive or ontransitive? Just giving you one example, and after that we're going to end it. Just ask this question: Who does what? Any word that answers the question who would be called as subject or doer. This will be called as verb. And what will be the object? The cat the cat eats meat.